All right, today we're going to look at the Singer 66. If you need to clean yours up, I've done a video previously, so you can go back and watch that. The Singer 66 and the 99 are the same machine. The difference is a 99 is 3/4 of the size of a 66. So anything that you see today can be applied to either machine. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do with this Singer 66 is wind the bobbin. And we're going to come in and look over here on the bobbin holder, bobbin winder. And you're going to see this little bitty peg, right? And on our bobbin, we have that little bitty hole. And we have to make sure when we put that on there that the hole lines up in that little hole. So from the spool, we go over here to the thread guide. There is another thread guide up here. And depending on the version of 66 you have, there may be a thread guide down here. It's going to look like a little wheel, and you'll go through there. So I have my bobbin, and we're going to go through the eye from the inside out. You need to lick your fingers a little bit, give it a little stiffness. This used to be so easy to do, and then they gave me bifocals. And I struggle to do it and do it on camera. I had it all set up and I'm like, no, I need to show people, and now it is. And sometimes cutting it is what you need to do. All right, now that we've got our thread on there, we're gonna pop it on. And if it doesn't hit that little peg that I showed you, if you just kind of push on it and then roll the tire with your finger over here, it will snap on just like that. Thread back in the guide. All right, we're going to loosen the clutch. So to loosen it, you bring it towards you. When you're done winding the bobbin, take it back. So, and this is on any of the machines. It doesn't matter if it's a hand crank or not. So we're going to get started. Oh, we're going to engage by pushing down here till it locks in, and then just slowly start to go. And once I have a fairly good start, I'm going to cut that beginning thread. I am holding the thread kind of as a guide, since this machine doesn't have that guide down below. All right, and just like that, it kicks out automatically. Our bobbin spool. Now you may have noticed the needle going up and down randomly. Sometimes in the hand cranks, this doesn't loosen quite as well as it should, and it still allows it to move randomly. But even if yours moves randomly, it is not ready to sew. So now that we got our bobbin wound, we can get it installed. All right, so now we're going to thread it, and I'm leaving it in the guide just from when we were winding our bobbin. So the first thing we do from here is we go down to the tension disc, come up, and we have to go through that little take-up arm. So make sure you can do that. Then up through the guide. And then we're going to bring our take-up arm all the way to the top. This is our take-up. Okay. And you want to make sure your presser foot is up, because when we want our thread to slide through there nice and easily. I have a brand new thread or a spool of Orifil. So then we have this little guide over here on the side that I'm just pulling behind. Then come down. Now on some machines, this may be a pigtail. Okay, so I said pigtail here. A pigtail has a curly hue. If you watch my videos on like the necky, that's what that is. Then we're going to thread the needle left to right, but I'm going to do that off camera because I got to get my bifocals down there in the right spot and no one wants to see up my nose. All right, I got that needle threaded, and as luck would have it, one time, if I'd have tried to do it on camera, I'd be filming for the next 3 years. So we are looking in the bobbin case. There are a couple things I want to show you before we load the bobbin. Okay, that little piece of red felt, do not take that out. That is an oiling point. Put a little oil on there and it will wick it into where it needs to be. This that I was pushing on is your bobbin ejector. So when you're ready to take your bobbin out, push down on it, it lifts it out, and then you can take your bobbin out. Now, if you have seen my posts about threading a 15 style bobbin, you'll know I talk about the notch. Well, a drop-in bobbin has that same notch. So this notch is coming back towards me. So my thread needs to come to the back of the machine. So the notch, I'm trying to get in there so you can see it. There we go. You can see the notch. The notch comes to the front of the machine. So that means we want the thread on our bobbin to come off towards the back. So right now, it is coming off towards the front. So we want to flip it over, drop it in, pull it through that notch, and then hold the thread from the needle. Now you can close this. I want you to see how it all works. Oh, there we go. Pulls up a loop. And we have both of our threads. We're going to close that and let's do a little sewing on it. So if you're going to use the machine for quilting, you're going to want 1/4 of an inch, and it's not the edge of the foot like we normally think of. So what I have here is an index card that's been cut at an angle, and from this blue line to the edge is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Actually, the blue line to the next blue line is 1/4 of an inch. So what I do is I take the index card, I put it underneath. Now I'm 99% certain that I have the blue line right where the needle is. But I'm going to double check. We always hold our threads on these vintage sewing machines when we start sewing. Sure enough, it is right there on the line. So I would put a piece of washi tape right up here on the metal needle plate. I'm not going to put it out here. Finish on this machine is all but gone, and we haven't redone it. So I wouldn't want to put anything out here that would mar that up anymore. So I'm actually going to grab a little piece of painter's tape because I don't have washi tape in my studio. And the reason I suggest washi tape is it's pretty narrow anyway. So you don't have to tear it in two, make it narrower like I had to with the painter's tape. So I'm just going to run that right along there. And now I have a 1/4 inch guide. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about real quick before we start sewing is the type of feet that this uses. So mine is just standard short shank. So basically any Singer short shank foot is going to work on it. Some of the 66s were back clamp, so they take a different type of foot, and there is an adapter, I think, still available from some of the vintage sewing machine parts people. I have not done that. I don't think any of ours are back clamped, so haven't had that opportunity. So let's grab some fabric. So these are narrower, probably if you're coming from a modern sewing machine. The feed dogs on a 66 or 99 is going to be a little tricky. So you have one long, one short, and they're pretty narrow. It is something that I personally have struggled with these machines, just because it's so different than what I grew up with and what I learned on. Paul, on the other hand, he had never touched a sewing machine. It doesn't bother him at all. So we're going to start, and I'm going to hope that I don't and there we go. These are pretty small stitches. I did not show you that part. Let me move the camera over. This is your stitch length knob. Not super precise like we're used to today. But you know, it was the height of technology when this sewing machine was made. All right, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoy your Singer 66 or 99. All right, thanks for watching my tutorial on these Singer 66. Remember, if you have a 99, it is the same machine. All the things will be the same as what I showed you earlier. The difference between the two is the Singer 99 is a quarters version of the 66. So it's just a little smaller. That's the only difference. So anything you saw today, you can do the same on your Singer 99. So thanks for watching. Remember to like or subscribe to this channel. Check out our website, quiltingroomwithmel.com, and don't forget to find me on social media at HomeEcMel. Until next time, everyone, thanks for watching.